Following the passing of the remnants of Beryl, I want to re-emphasize that as a community, we need to take every precautionary measure to minimize the impact of damage and destruction that any storm or hurricane can cause. A very important part of this process is for the key external stakeholders in our community, for example, businesses, NGOs, and community councils, to have their plans in place and ready to be implemented whenever the time arises. In particular, I would like to highlight the presence of loose-lying containers that may pose a threat to persons or buildings nearby. These containers may be stacked loosely or not anchored properly. I'm requesting the owners of these containers to take the necessary steps to either remove the containers or place them in a safe location as to avoid any unnecessary damage to others in our community. With everyone taking their responsibility seriously, the damage across the country can be mitigated and limited, leading to a speedier recovery and reopening of the country and a return to normalcy. The public is reminded to review and restock their disaster supply, kits with food, medication, drinking water, and other essentials. Secure and safeguard your homes and place of business. Trim overhanging trees near buildings. Check leaking roofs. Install storm shutters. Review the structure of your roof and strengthen it. Repair windows and doors if necessary. If you live along the beach coast or in the flood-prone areas, make plans to move before the storm hits, to stay with your family, friends, or make alternative house arrangements. Make plans for elderly family members who live alone, as well as those family members who are physically challenged. Remember, preparing early is key. As a community, let us come together and collectively prepare St. Martin for the peak of this hurricane season. I call on civic organizations, community councils, and other non-governmental organizations to continue to contribute in preparing our communities to be storm ready. A collective effort will make a huge difference. Remember, it only takes one, so be prepared. Before I conclude this morning, on behalf of the government of St. Martin, I would like to officially, the news just came in of the passing of Mr. Rogers. We'd like to convey our condolences as well. And we would like to also officially thank Mr. Hans Leitens for his contributions to St. Martin during the recovery and rebuilding process. I also wish Mr. Leitens farewell and much success in his endeavors.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Tell them, connecting you.
Schools are closed. They were closed on Friday, July 6th, but I don't think I have to tell you that. You've noticed it immediately on the way to work because the traffic is not as heavy as when there is school. Enjoy the light traffic until school starts again on Monday, August the 13th. And a word to the parents. Parents, do not only enroll your children in a summer camp or club or some other activity, but also take some time yourself and spend quality time with your children. Well-known author Abigail van Buren said, "If you want your children to turn out well, spend twice as much time with them and half as much money on them." Twice as much time on them and half as much money on them. Take vacation or a few days off from work and be with your child or with your children. If you cannot take them on a cruise or to Disneyland or to visit a family member in Europe, that's okay. You can take them to the beach or climb a hill or do some activities with them in the Emilia Wilson Park. And these activities do not have to cost you anything at all. But most importantly, be with them, talk to them, interact with them, have fun with them, watch a movie with them, enjoy your children, explore St. Martin with them. Make good use of this vacation and make it a memorable one for your child or for your children. Remember, children don't need things. They need parents who spend time with them. And today I would like to brief you on what is taking place in two of the departments of the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth, and Sports. Namely, what's going on in the Department of Youth Affairs and in the Department of Sport. On Monday, July 9th, 2 days ago, the Department of Youth Affairs launched the Business Outreach and Placement Program, known more by its acronym BOPP, or the BOB program. This program is held during the summer vacation, and it gives students the opportunity to work during 4 weeks of their summer vacation and to get paid minimum wages. What this program does is to give our teenagers the opportunity to gain practical work experience. They're placed in government departments, in non-government organizations, and also in the private sector. The program started in 1998, 20 years ago, under the leadership of former head of the Department of Social Cultural Development, the late Mr. Neville York. I must say that this program is very popular among our youth. Each year, approximately 200 plus students apply, and about 100 students are placed after going through a rigorous application process. Normally, some 60 students are placed in government departments and approximately 40 students in the private sector, such as in hotels, restaurants, retail stores, and non-government organizations. This year, though, due to Hurricane Irma, the availability of placements both in government as well as in the private sector is much limited. Several businesses as well as government departments were damaged, and therefore they were unable to accommodate extra workers at this time. Out of the 145 applicants this year, 81 students have been placed, 64 students in government departments, and I had the privilege to meet with them when I walked through the ministry yesterday, those who were placed in the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth, and Sports. And 15 have been placed in 3 companies, namely Simpson Bay Resorts, the Koiman, and the KFC. And 2 have been placed at the 2 high councils of state, namely the Council of Advice and the Ombudsman. The BOP is an excellent program, offering students some financial help, but it also offers them job experience, job skills such as responsibility, being on time, starting and finishing a project, and very importantly, it teaches them human relation skills in the job market. I've had first-hand experience with the BOP because both of my sons were placed in this program several years ago, and I saw how it helped them to mature. The closing off ceremony will be held on the 3rd of August, and it will highlight the success of this 20-year work program. I want to thank the staff of the Department of Youth Affairs and for planning, for organizing, and ensuring that this work program was carried out this year again. Now that was some information on the youth program taking place in the youth department. The next bit of information comes from the Department of Sport. And note, I said sport without the S because I was told the official name is the Department of Sport. So the Department of Sport is holding its 4th annual Sports Open House on Friday, August 24th and Saturday, August 25th at the Raoul Illich Sports Complex in Cahill. So what is the purpose of this Sports Open House? The purpose is to inform and educate all of us, our community, of the importance of sports. It also promotes healthy eating and healthy living. All of this takes place under the theme, Sports Matter. This year, there's also an added feature to the Sports Open House, and that is the creative industries. So the arts, such as dance, theater, film, and gymnastics and others, will also be prominently featured at the 2018 Sports Open House as well. There was a registration period from June 1st through July the 2nd for businesses, schools, and organizations and individuals for them to register to take part in the Sports and Creative Industries Open House. Now, for those who have registered and those who want to get more information, there will be a meeting on Thursday. That's July 12th, tomorrow, at 7 p.m. at the John Larmony Center. If you didn't get to register yet, you can still register during this meeting and get all the necessary information that you need in order to be part of the Sports and Creative Industries Open House. Now, there are a lot of organizations involved in the planning of the Sports and Creative Open House, which is going to take place on August the 24th and 25th, and they are the Department of Sport, headed by Jonelle Richardson, and the Department of Culture, headed by Clara Reyes. And they're doing this in collaboration with the National Sports Institute, the Division of Educational Innovations, the St. Martin Sports Olympic Federation, the National Sports Organization, and the Creative Industries. So if you want to participate in the Sports and Creative Open House, or if you just want to get more information, please make sure and attend the meeting tomorrow evening, Thursday, July 12th, at 7 p.m. at the John Larmony Center. And I'm sure that the organizers will be more than happy to welcome you to this meeting.
People all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WIB MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as My Card. Earn 1 Fun Mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of Fun Miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to My Card. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free Fun Miles with first use. Switch to My Card today at WIB.
Fun miles, from within your reach.
Tell them. Connecting you.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
1,
2,
3,
4. This is how common it is to develop a mental illness. 1 out of every 4.
4,
4.
4. But there is hope. Today, most mental illnesses can be managed and treated. Visit your general doctor if you feel concerned about your thoughts and behaviors or have some difficulty dealing with some of life's issues.
If you have been diagnosed and are suffering from a mental illness, keep in mind these 4 points to help you manage your mental health.
1. Get regular checkups with your general doctor.
2. Stay on your treatment plan to prevent relapses.
3. Find a strong support group in your family and friends.
And 4. Never be afraid to ask for help and look out for the warning signs of your illness. Remember, you are not alone. We are as close as one.
2.
3.
4.
Learn about mental health illness by going to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
Hi, what's up, St. Martin? My name is Rene Leverett, and I play baseball. And I've represented St. Martin in numerous international tournaments and professionally around the world. Sports matters to me because it reveals and develops character. So I challenge the business community to step up for sports and help us rebuild and repair our facilities. I also ask the community to nominate local businesses in your area to take the challenge and step up for sports. Because hashtag sports matters, hashtag are you in?
As I mentioned in the last press briefing, that I was leaving on a working visit to Curacao, and I would like to shortly address the content of my visit. One of the major purposes was to visit the central bank in connection with the revamping of the bank. They launched the new strategic plan for the bank that they would like to accomplish within the time frame of 2018 to 2020, 2021. The presentation was very enthusiastic and very interesting because the director at interim, Mrs. Leila Matros, informed personnel and the public in general about the plans. Basically, it boils down to revamping of the image of the bank, making sure that we are up to par where it concerns the IT of the bank, the workings of the bank, bring it back to the 21st century. One of the other discussions, and during my visit I met with the board of the supervisory board and the board of directors. With the board of directors I discussed the ongoing matters of the appointment of a St. Martin candidate to the board of directors. Some other issues where it concerns also the currency issue that we had, which personally I don't think it's a major issue, but you know, my predecessor, Minister Fayet, made mention of it. But we also briefly discussed that. Then I met with the board, the supervisory board, just to meet with them and see what it is that they actually do. As you know, we have 3 members on that board. I wanted to know also from the St. Martin representatives where they stand in certain issues, also with regards to the appointment of a new director, but also in the issues of the branch that we are supposed to revamp also in St. Martin. While there I made it very clear to the bank that the branch in St. Martin is one of my priorities, and that we will not settle for less than almost equal facilitating the people of St. Martin as it's done in Curacao, and that the management of the bank, the director of the bank, should be also from St. Martin, or at least the choice of St. Martin. So that point was made clear. The interim board of directors mentioned to me that they will continue and finalize the process, and yes, that they will be able to meet most of our wishes where it concerns our branch in St. Martin. I also had the honor to meet the Prime Minister, Eugene Ruggenaat, as Prime Minister, but also in his capacity as the backup Minister of Finance at that point in time, where we addressed some issues at the central bank as well, because the process of appointing our director on the board has to do with a lot of other procedures that need to take place, and there's where we have some delays. So we needed to discuss those and see how we can settle that as soon as possible. At the same time, I discussed also with the Prime Minister, I was looking for support. As you know, last week Friday we had the Kingdom Council of Ministers in The Hague, in which was discussed the request from the government of St. Martin for liquidity support. So I discussed some issues with them concerning the whole process and requested his support. It was reported back that Curacao rendered that support in the meeting. Then I also met with the CFT. The main office is based in Curacao. I met with the Secretariat, as they call it, just to further try to find common grounds how to work together with St. Martin. As you know, when we work on the budget or we have budget changes to be made, there's a whole protocol that we have to follow, very time consuming, and the demands from the Kingdom Council of Ministers through the CFT for us to make sure that we report timely, and in this case monthly reports. It's very time consuming for our organization with the limited means that we have, so I try to make a more workable agreement with the CFT. We managed to do that. I'm still awaiting the formal approval of that on paper. And it really concerns the fact that my department needs to report on a monthly basis to the CFT, while we also have the agreement that we do quarterly reports. So you can imagine the quarterly reports is really an elaborate information sheet, while in the meantime you also have to do a monthly reporting that they would like to see as detailed as possible. We cannot handle that. We don't have the facilities, we don't have the people to do that simultaneously. So, but it was in that sense, a very fruitful meeting with the CFT. Then we have, just to bring you up to par, we discussed the last time, the request came from Stephen, I believe, on the license plate. I was informed this morning that so far 81% of the registered cars in St. Martin have paid up their license plate. I don't know how that translates in numbers as yet, but rest assured I will have that information for you the next